Flight Academy here, or we call it Flight Academy, not really a Flight Academy, it's youth simulation. And what we do here is we teach young people, well, not teach them, but introduce them to aviation. Basically, we're trying to get kids interested in aviation. All right, this course is about, we call it 2 to 3 weeks. Just as long as the kids want to stay here, they want to learn more, you can. We don't care. If you want to stay here for the rest of the summer and course, we have no problem with that. As long as you learn something. The objective is to teach you something while you're here. Okay? A few things I want to go over with real quick. First one's about conduct. I'm big on conduct. There's no acting up in here. We don't pick at each other because somebody doesn't know anything or none of that stuff. Okay? When you talk, if we keep asking you what you say, we want you to speak louder. We want to build that confidence in you. Okay? So that you're not afraid to talk to anybody. If you're not afraid to talk to us when you leave here, you ain't gonna be afraid to talk to anybody. Okay? We don't deal with discipline problems whatsoever. Okay? We don't deal with breaking equipment, doing that stuff and all that stuff. Parents, the reason we had to fill out the paperwork, what we do, one is medical, because you see on phase 2 of the program, and we're still trying to get that implemented because it's a lot of legal stuff in it. If we take the kids out to the airport, we introduce them to the traffic controllers and all these guys up there who do all the real work, let the kids actually see what they actually do out there. How that traffic controller talks to the airplane, how the airplane talks to them, what they do, show them all the instruments that they actually use. We take them to what's called a TRACON, which is not the tall tower, it's a little one with a bunch of rooms like this, a bunch of computer radar screens. And that's how they control airplanes. We show them that, we show them the maintenance, we show them everything out there. Right now what we're trying to do is we're trying to get it introduced where we can take the kids for a real airplane ride in what they call a traffic pattern. Traffic pattern is nothing more than a big circle around the airport and bring them back to give them the experience of driving the airplane. That's the purpose of the medical portion of it. The other portion of it, well-read discipline. We can't tolerate discipline problems because we want the kids to learn. So if he's disrupting these two, they can't learn because they're watching him. So you got to make sure everybody's straight. Any problem with that? Everything in this class, as you see, camera there, camera right there, everything is videotaped. Everything is. Okay. We're here dealing with kids, 3 old guys, and here dealing with kids, so we like to videotape everything, so everything is on the up and up. If I can get the rest of the instructors, it's about where we go. Right behind you. Okay. Okay. Introduce you to this is Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson is the founder of the school, and he's also one of the instructors here. He was the one that founded the school. He's the one that put it together. I helped, but I give him all the credit because he did all the work. Okay. All I did was help. Okay. In the back is Mr. Skip Gowers. Okay. Mr. Skip is an actual pilot. He actually flies aircraft. He still flies at the right age. You don't mind me telling you.
Yeah, 26.
At 82 years old, he still flies airplanes. Okay, still active and flying. This man has more flight hours than any pilot I ever saw. He has over 18,000 flight hours. 18,000. In aviation, that's a big number. So if you add 18,000 to about $150 an hour, that'll tell you how much experience he's got. He's also a certified flight instructor. He teaches people to fly. Okay. On our first class, I had to brag on him a little bit. He does aerodynamics. I've taught aerodynamics before, but I've never seen anybody teach it like he taught it. By the time the kids were done, they understood what he was saying. Didn't make sense to them at first, but when it all maps out, they got it. They pick it up just like that. So he's basically the senior instructor here. I'm Bill Johnson. I'm just an instructor. Okay. Like I said, Mr. Jackson is the founder of the school, and what you see here is the school. A few desktops. We'll get more equipment. We also. You guys will be experiencing what's called virtual reality in the future, okay? And that's going to be done at the stationary. You put on what's called VR glasses, and it seems like you are really in an airplane, okay? pay strict attention to this guy because he's got a lot of knowledge to give you. He loves kids. He loves to teach kids. Pay attention to him, okay? Okay. The other thing is, he forced us to call him Skip. Otherwise, we call him Mr. Skip because of his age, okay? Otherwise, everybody else in here needs to call him Mr. Skip, out of respect. Got nothing to do with anything else, it's just out of respect. Okay? I have you call me Mr. Bill, out of respect. But I don't think any of you guys are 66 years old yet, so out of respect. Mr. Jackson, same thing, okay? We're all in our late 50s or 60s and older. So how can we teach you anything if we can't teach you respect as being one of them? Parents, any questions? The kids are safe here, they're fed lunch. Usually we do pizza, hot dogs, or something like that, but we give them something to eat, and that's on us. This course costs you absolutely nothing, the time to pick them up and drop them off, that's it. Okay? You're welcome in this school at any time. Anytime you want to walk in either of these doors, you don't have to call for an appointment, you don't have to tell us you're coming by. You show up, stay as long as you want. When you want to leave, you just walk out the door and go about your business. If you want to call and see how your child's doing, you got our numbers on the registration forms. Any questions you have about anything, please don't hesitate to let us know.
What we want to do here is, and parents especially understand this, the things that make a good aviator make a good professional anyway. Whatever you're going to do as a profession. Number one, people that are in the general age group that we're interested in here don't know what they're going to do when they're 25 or 30 years old. They don't know. I didn't. People don't know. So our objective is to give you a good basic background in how to achieve your objectives and do the things that you want to do. All right, how are we going to do that? We're going to use flying these simulators as an incentive to challenge you to do these things. What are these things? Number one, if you're going to be a success in today's world, good luck. You must read, write, speak the English language. You must be able to do that because I don't know what your parents have got restrictions on the internet. I'm sure they're rather lengthy. If they're not, they should be. So if you need information and you can get into certain places on the internet, you can, if you know how to read and you know how to get that information, you can advance your situation. You can become better at it. You can learn new words. You can learn new things. You can learn these things. So for that reason, you must be able to master the English language. You've got to read the English language. You've got to write the English language. And you've got to research and speak the English language. Now, whether you like it or not, I hate it. I went to school, oh gosh, I went to school in the dark ages in North Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, in the 40s. And I hated English. I hated it. But once I became a professional, I realized that I've got to get the information. I've got to be able to get it on my own. We didn't have an internet, so I had to go to the library. My family finally bought me a Saturday encyclopedia, and we could pull it out of there. But that's where we can get the information. So, we want to get the English language. You've got to understand it. That brings us to the question of, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? I would be shocked if you knew. I can't imagine you knowing what you want. Does anybody in this room know what they want to do 10 years from now? Anybody? Raise your hand. Okay? You slept basically in a warm bed last night. Have I got that right? Everybody here sleep in a warm bed last night?
Yes, sir.
Who paid for that bed? Huh? Who paid for that bed? Your parents. Did you get breakfast this morning? What'd you have? What'd you have? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Who paid for it? All right. What are you going to do when you leave home? Who's going to pay for it? Talk to me, guys. Let me hear something. Huh? You are. That's right. How are you going to do it? You going to rob banks? Yeah, it might work for a couple of times, but it's not a good profession to get in. So, you've got to be able to support yourself. If you depend on your parents or someone else to support you, you're not going to get the life that you deserve and you are capable of. Another point, and a lot of things I'm going to say throughout this whole course is, I'm going to use words that I'm not sure you understand. So I'm going to ask you, okay, like capable, things you are capable of. What does capable mean? What does capable mean? Say again? Able to do. Yes. Yes. That's exactly what it means. And there's other words that we're going to use. Atmospheric conditions. Hello? What does that mean? Atmospheric conditions. Okay. The atmosphere. The atmosphere is what's around us here. And we're going to be flying around above the ground in a machine that weighs something like 3,000 pounds, which is a ton and a half. And it's got 100 gallons of high-octane fuel that far away from your left ear. You're in an aluminum tube, and you're doing 125 miles an hour across the ground at 3,000 feet. Should you be a little bit afraid? No, you shouldn't be a little bit afraid. You should be freaking terrified. Hello? What am I doing out here? What's going on? You need to learn these things. You need to learn what this is all about. What are we doing here? What's this all about? I need to be able to explain that to you. We're going to use words that you're not going to understand. You must tell us. If Mr. Bill or I tell you a word that you don't understand, you say, wait a minute, I don't understand. What's that word mean? And the first one of you that laughs is going to be in trouble. We don't laugh at each other. We laugh with each other. But we don't laugh at each other. And you will do several things that are very stupid in this class.
There you go.
And you're going to say, good grief, I don't believe I did that. People make mistakes. We're all people. We make mistakes. We're going to do things wrong. That's okay. That's what learning is all about. You learn from your mistakes. That's the name of the game. In aviation, we're flying above. I don't know if you saw when you came in, but the Blue Angels were out there flying around, smoking and stuff, trailing and zipping around with their hair on fire, and everybody just doing their thing. Well, they're flying over homes. There are people in those homes. They need to know what they're doing. If you're going to fly around over people's homes, you need to know exactly what you are doing. So there's a lot of people involved in the decisions that you make. So we need to give you the right words that you can research and you can find and read about what's going on and do the research to find these things out. Does that mean you're going to have to write a 13-page essay and present it? No. What's an essay? You know what an essay is? What's an essay? Speak up, son. Multi-paragraph writing. Is your mom a PhD? Cool. Cool.
I was confused for a minute.
That's exactly what it means. What grade are you in? You're a senior in college? Okay. It's a big description of what your subject matter is. What subject matter? Whatever you want it to be. If you want to write a 13-page essay on the best diet for a gnat, okay, go ahead. I'm sure there's a market for that somewhere. But that's not what we're interested in. You've got to be able to understand what everybody's saying. And if you just sit there, now I'm sure one of the problems you have in school, and I had in school, and everybody got in school, is you got something going on in your head, and the teacher says something, or you see something, and you're saying, wait a minute, what's that mean? I don't know. But I'm not about to ask. Because Raymond over here, when I stand up and say, what does disassembly mean? He's going to say, oh, you dummy, you don't know what disassembly means. The first one of you that does this in this class, we're going to have a problem. A serious problem. We don't belittle each other. We just don't do it. Okay. You're going to figure out over the next few days that I have a tendency to talk a lot. Okay, that's why you came here. I'm going to shut it down. We're going to move on, get some things done, and go from there. Please, at any time you've got something to say or you have a question, say it. If you think it's a stupid question, that's a stupid thought. No, it is not. You ask whatever's in your head. If you've got something to say, say it. And just because I say it or one of us says it doesn't mean it's absolutely true. You must question things you don't understand. If I say something that doesn't make sense to you, I expect you to respond and say, wait a minute, that doesn't, how in the world are you going to strike a match on a bar of soap? How can you do that? So, make sense? Anybody have a question? We're going to shut it down here for a few minutes and let Mr. Bill talk about something or somebody, I don't know.
Thank you, sir. A lot of knowledge there. Okay, guys, I gave you all a tablet and a pencil. That is the most vital, most important piece of equipment in aviation. And a little bit later on in class, I'll show you why. Later on, I'm going to let you listen to air traffic control, real live air traffic controllers in New York City. And not even he wants to fly there. That's bad, but an experienced pilot like him don't want to fly there. These guys talk like 35,000 miles an hour. You can't understand what they're saying, and they're done, and they ain't gonna say it again. But once you learn, it's gonna become second nature to you. It's like, okay, big deal. I know what you said because I told you. But you already know. You told them what to say, so they just repeat it back to you. That's all they're doing, and you don't realize that yet. That pen, that pencil, and that notebook needs to stay with you at all times when you're in class. Okay. Okay. A second pet peeve while you're in class. This could be good too. But you can't type as fast as you can write, I don't think. So you'd be better off writing it down if you lose it in here, you got it on there. Okay? You can either take your notebooks home with you, or you can leave it here in the classroom. Okay? Either one, but you're gonna need them every day. Okay? And if one of us continuously tells you something, keep saying the same thing, we probably want you to write it down. So as soon as we see you write it, we'll stop saying it. Okay? You can learn a lot here. Okay? You gotta put your mind. You can do anything you want. Put your mind to it. Believe me. If the two of us can fly airplanes, anybody can. You know, anybody can. That's what we used to do right there. Model airplanes. That's what we used to do. Fly those. So we switched from that, start flying simulators, got on the simulators. Because nowadays you can fly online just like you can anywhere else. And make it just as real as it is in the airport. The only thing is you at home, the controller's at home. You may be talking to some guy in California. But we still use the same FAA rules and everything's the same. Nothing's changed. The only thing you can't do online is you can't declare an emergency. That's it. Okay? So, parents, any questions from you guys?
Are you ready for a ride yet?
We're gonna put you guys out and we're gonna get into some aerodynamics. I'm pretty sure you didn't bring them here just to, you know, listen to me talk. We're gonna boot you guys up. We're gonna take a break and then we're gonna get into some aerodynamics.
Who's our assistant, Mr. Smith?
Yeah. Guys, this is Brandon. I don't know if you've met Brandon yet, but he was here last week. We talked about aerodynamics a little bit, so I'd like to get him to kind of help me do some demonstrations of what this stuff is all about. Okay. Just have a seat right there until I get to this point. What we're going to talk about is what keeps these airplanes in the air. How does it work? And why does it do what it's supposed to do? We've got two things to deal with: gravity and speed. Do you know what does gravity mean to you? Okay, a force, push, pull, drop, what have you. Which way does gravity always pull something? Down. What does down mean? That's it. Down means towards the ground or the earth. That's down. Okay? All right. Jenny, come on over here. Let's do the lay down thing. Lay down. All right. Which way is down? Point down. You buy that? That make sense? Okay. Lay on your side. Don't fall off of that thing, get blood all over the floor, and I have to clean it up, and I don't want to do that. Okay. Point down. Does that make sense? Buy that? Gravity is going to pull him in what direction? Where is down? What does down mean? Down means towards the ground. While you're standing up, down is always towards your feet. If you're in an airplane, I'm going to demonstrate this to you in a minute. All right, lay on your back. If you're on your back like the Blue Angels, which way is down? That way is down. So gravity is always pulling you towards the ground. Always, always, always. All right. If you would like to go faster, than you are in level flight, how can you do that? Point the nose down towards the ground. Okay. Thanks. Can you go back in there and do your thing or hang out here? All right. Don't create a problem. Okay now. You guys come on over here. Would you please? Right there. Okay, we'll stand up over here with you. Do you see the shape of this wing? How would you describe the shape of the bottom of this wing? You say flat. What do you say? Flat. Okay. How would you describe, not you, how would you describe the top of this wing? Kind of rounded, yes, it is. So, if I took a piece of string and I held that piece of string right here and I pulled it across this wing and I took it off and measured the length of that string, and then I took another piece of string and I put it right here and pulled it underneath and measured the length of that string, which one's going to be longer? Why? It has to compensate for that curve. What does compensate mean? Do you understand that word, compensate? What does it mean? Huh? Compensate means basically allow something to happen. You buy that? How would you explain compensate? Make something happen, something like that. Okay. How about you? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, if air is flowing, if this thing is moving through the air, okay, and the air is hitting right here, it's going to split, it's going to separate, right? As this moves along, it separates that air. It literally cuts it like a knife. You buy that? Does that make sense? Okay. Due to the shape of this wing that we have just talked about, it does not have as far to go to get to the trailing edge of this wing as it does to get to the trailing edge of this wing over the top. Does that make sense? It's further from here to here because you said the string was longer. Right? Okay. So if that air is the same amount of air, it's just split. It's got further to go over the top with the same amount. What's going to happen to that air? It's going to stretch. If that air stretches, that means there's less air up here than down here. You buy that? Huh? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Good man, good man. I agree. I do a lot of so that air has got further to grow. Consequently, it's less pressure then down here, consequently, this wing is going to lift. The more air that goes across this wing, the more lift. How do we create more air? We add speed. We go faster. So if we go fast through the air across this wing, we create more lift than if we go slow through the air across this wing. Okay, there's two ways we can create that speed. Number one is the prop. Okay? Prop turns, it's an airfoil, it's just like a wing, it does the same thing. What it does is lifts that airplane this way. When we've got more energy produced by the prop pulling than we do weight holding the airplane back, which we call drag, okay, the airplane's going to move forward. If we want more speed and when we are away from the ground, how do we get it? Point the nose down. Now, what are we taking advantage of? Gravity. So, if this prop stops and it does not produce power, and we are pretty high in the air, and we want air to flow across this wing where we can control the airplane and move through the air, what do we do? Come on, guys, talk to me. Make a wild guess. If we want more air flowing across this wing to create lift, we can't, and should the situation arise where we cannot create power and this pulls through the air, we need air going across this wing to make it create lift. How can we make it create lift? If we point the nose up, what's going to happen? Say what you think, man. How about gravity? If we point the nose down, like this, we got more air flowing across this wing, right? The more air that flows across the wing, the more lift we get. We can stay under control above the ground using gravity until what happens? we hit the ground. The ground gets in the way.
Good answer.
Now that can happen. So, you hear people say stall. What does stall mean? What does it mean? What does stall mean to you? You drive along and your car stalls. What does that mean? It stops. Okay, the engine stops. The car stops. Not in an airport. What happens in an airplane? Got it? Okay. If we create this angle is what we call the angle of attack. We're attacking the air as we flow through the air. And if we've got it about this angle, the air will flow smoothly across this wing and create lift. Let's say what happens if we create this angle and the air flows like this. It falls, yes. This, you're not going to have the smooth flow of air across the top of this wing to create lift. What's happened is not going to flow smoothly. It's going to burble. Burble, what's burble mean? Just kind of like waves in the Gulf. It's going to burble like this. Well, now, if this air burbles like this, it's not flowing smoothly across here, so it cannot create lift. That's what we call an aerodynamic stall. When we talk about an airplane stalling, you're talking about the smooth flow of air across the wing being interrupted. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So, all right, let's go straight. What I have here is, this indicates to you what the lift is. As the wing is flowing through the air, the lift is 90 degrees to that wing. All right, what's a degree? You know what a degree is? Degree? What? An angle. What's an angle? Yeah. What we have here is, going across this wing, we've got, if we're in coordinated smooth flight, and this wing is creating enough lift to overcome gravity, you with me? All right? We're doing it. It's at 90 degrees to this wing. Well, what happens if we turn the airplane like this? Now, the lift is in this direction. But where is gravity? Down. What's down? Okay. So that means that way. You buy that? So this is not doing the same amount of lift to overcome the gravity, because you turn the wing at an angle. So what's the nose going to do? It's going to drop down a little bit, because it's not creating that much lift. Okay? The lift is not there. So what we have to do is change this angle of attack. In other words, lift the nose. Just a little bit. Not much. Just a little bit. The more we do this, the more this angle increases. That means the less it's overcoming gravity, and the nose really wants to go down and the wing falls off. That's everything. So, what we're doing is we're overcoming gravity. The more we bank the airplane, or the more we change the angle of lift to the angle of gravity, the less lift we create. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Apparently not. Okay. We'll work on that and see what we can come up with. That's one of the reasons you're here, to understand this stuff. Of course, I don't know what your family will allow you to use on the internet. If you can get to the internet, and there are certain websites you can go to that have pictures and explanations of lift and drag and gravity and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in doing that kind of stuff, you can do that. But we're going to talk about it a lot here. So that's basically what it is. The key to the whole thing is this angle right here. This angle is what's lifting the airplane. It lifts it in that direction. It doesn't lift it up. It lifts it 90 degrees to that wing. If we change the angle of the wing, it's still gonna lift it 90 degrees. All right, now where's the lift going? What's the lift doing? Is it overcoming gravity? Why not? It's at this angle. The lift is going this way. The gravity is this way. So we want to lift, we want to counteract that gravity. Counteract, what does that mean? You know what counteract means? What's counteract mean? Say overcome? Yeah, you're right. That's it. Good job. So, we want this lift to counteract gravity, to overcome gravity. That's what we want. So if I turn this airplane like this, the lift's going that way. Okay. Now, what if I turn the airplane like that? What's that? What's the lift doing? Is it counteracting gravity? Huh? So which way is lift? Lift is to this wing. So the lift is pulling the airplane this way. And gravity, which way is gravity pulling? Same way. So with lift and gravity, we're telling the airplane to go towards the ground in this configuration. Do we want to do this? Not a good idea. Okay. So, what you have to remember is lift is 90 degrees to the wing. The wing angle of attack increases the amount of air that flows over the wing, and speed increases or decreases the amount of air that flows over the wing. That gives you lift. If lift is in the wrong direction, you're going to go in the wrong direction. So what you need to do is fix that. So you need to make a control input and get this thing right side up. Now, lift is directly opposite gravity. You buy that? Is it? You sure? Okay. Lift is directly opposite gravity. So, the airplane's going to stay level. Does that make sense? You buy that? That makes sense to you? Come on, man. Don't just tell me that because I think I want to hear you. Do you believe it? How about you? Okay. All right. Okay, let's you want to do food now or what? Huh?
He's gonna go and get the lunch in a few minutes.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and sit down. What we got here?
That's a video. When you're done with the lift,
Yeah.
you see that 747, right?
Yeah.
That's that video, but I want to see if anybody can tell me what happened.
Okay.
Now that you talked about lift and what it takes to.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions about what he just did? Or what he just told you about lift? Why the airplane lifts? Why it stalls? Any of that stuff? You understood it. You should be able to tell me what happened in this video without me saying anything.
You see?
sound, sound like
Oh, that's right.
Can you stop that? Where's lift? What's lift doing?
Okay, maybe, let me explain the situation in real time. What happened is the airplane was loaded with cargo, 747, a really big airplane, okay? And basically, let's see, right here. Basically, this is 747, the cargo was stationed here, okay? When the airplane took off, normal flight, normal takeoff, okay? What happened? Yeah. What happened is, what happened is the airplane took off, okay? He was on a climb out. All the cargo that was tied in here came loose. And since the airplane is going this way, which way is the cargo going? Towards the back. What is that going to do to the back of the airplane? Okay. Oops. What happened? He talked to you just a minute ago. What happened to the airplane? You no longer have air flowing over the wings, okay? You no longer have air flowing over the wings. So when that happens, what happens to the airplane?
Is this air flowing smoothly over the wing at this angle of attack?
So what did he say that was when that happens? Stalling. Do something, right? The airplane stalled. And that's why you saw what you saw here, this little goofy thing here. Okay? Let me go back. You see the airplane right there. Cargo came loose. Look what it does. Once it's stalled, it can no longer fly. Okay? Now, there's nowhere for it to go but down. An airplane that big and that, there's nowhere for it to go down.
That really happened, these people actually died.
You just watch 7 people die. That is real life. That is not a video or a joke. That is real life. The people in that van behind the one that's in the front actually took that video. And that airplane, as Mr. Skip said, once that air no longer flows smoothly over that wing, that airplane can't get in the lift. Once it can't get in the lift, it can't climb. So when that cargo fell back, went all the way to the back, took the nose of the airplane straight up, wind quit flowing over the wing. So the airplane stopped. Good answer.
Do you accept that? Does that make any sense to you?
Do you?
Why? You got to split people out, I'm an old man.
There he goes. A little bit out of the clear.
Before that happened, obviously, the cargo back, they made it stall.
Okay, it made it stall. What's the technical term for that? It made it stall. What that means is we increased the angle of attack beyond the smooth flow of air over the wing. We created an aerodynamic stall. And I don't expect you to say that way, but that's actually, technically, what happened. Okay. So now the airplane is no longer controllable, and it, what we call, falls off on the wing. It fell off on the right wing. That makes sense. You buy that?
Because we're kind of losing you there for a while. You go, I don't really want to do this. But what I'm trying to say to you is we have to teach you this in order to get you to understand how an airplane flies. Okay. Brandon went through the same thing. So he was the one that got the, that's why he got to roll around on the desk today, because he and I got to roll around on the desk. I wasn't rolling around on the desk, but I might break something, okay? But we have to teach
Break
you.
some on your body or the desk?
Or the desk too. Work out, you know, bang. But these things have to be taught to you for you to understand how you stay in the air when you fly. Otherwise, all you know is fellas is yanking made perfect sense. And you guys were catching on just like that. Just like you did. Just like that. The things he tell you, things that you know, he talked to you about and asked you about the meaning of this, meaning of that, and you may think to yourself, well, does he think I'm stupid or something? No. Just want to make sure you know. A couple of times you guys didn't know at all. You know what they meant. Right? First time, every time. I still learned at 66. We've known him for a month now.
I don't know, it seems like
Month
years.
and a half. You know how much we've learned from him? These flight simulator programs, I've had every one that ever come out. Every one of them. There's been about 9 of them come out. And they go back in the 70s and 80s. I've had every one of them. But I have learned a month from him what I've tried to teach myself on the simulators. Okay? Nothing beats knowledge. Money, see, people think money is power. Knowledge is power, it's not money. If you don't got knowledge, you can't get money, right? You're not smart enough to get it, you can't get it. So you ain't gonna have it. Knowledge is power. That's knowledge. It's 82 years of knowledge. So 66, listen to the 82 because he's been there and done that. Okay? That's why when he volunteered to join on with us, when we sit down and talk to him, I told Mr. Jackson, stop, hold the press, please don't, let's not make him mad or run him off or nothing. But he couldn't because he loves kids. He wants you to learn. Okay? All I'm asking you, now if this is not for you, I'm not trying to beg you to stay here. Believe me. It's not for you, it's not for you. But it's something different than you've ever done. Okay? I can sit here and tell you stories all day. But if you listen to what he's saying, once you get to the random stage, when you get back there in that simulator, this becomes more fun. Okay? There's a bad part and a good part to it. Bad part is you gotta sit here and listen to this boring stuff here. The good part is you get to get on the VR glasses and have fun and laugh and joke with each other. And then you go back, get back to the simulator. When you get back there, Brandon will tell you you're hooked. You just want to sit there all day. As many times as I've flown that thing, Mr. Jackson will tell you right now, I guarantee you before I leave you today, I'll be in.
It's all the truth.
I guarantee you I'll be in that thing. Can't help it. Like crack cocaine to me, I just jump in that stuff. Okay? That's why a lot of times he said, you go see Kodiak. No. Why? Because I don't want to fly. I know, but go ahead, I don't want to get in it. You know? I don't want to get in it. The skill will tell you. I go out to the airport, we sit in the office in the meeting, nine times out of 10, where am I looking?
At the runway, watching airplanes.
Watching that. I'm just that hooked. There's something to be learned here, guys. There's knowledge to gain here. Everything is not going to be hip hop or movies or whatever. Okay? The unknown is what you're looking for. Stuff that you don't know.
Let me ask something. How do we relate what we're doing here to what's going to help you in your pursuit of life? Like, do any of you know a plumber? Do you know a plumber? Do you know a plumber? A person that does plumbing for a profession. Do you know how much money a plumber makes? You have any idea? The plumbers make a lot of money. So you think, wait a minute, what am I doing? Cleaning toilets and that's going to make money? Yeah, cleaning toilets makes money. But a plumber has got to understand fluid dynamics. He's got to understand chemicals. He's got to understand many technical aspects, not to mention the bureaucratic gobbledygook rules. And don't get me started on bureaucrats. But there's a lot of regulations and a lot of rules. If you can apply talking about on these airplanes. To any profession you want, we're trying to explain to you the basics of the airplane, what keeps it in the air, what forces does it have to overcome. It's got to overcome gravity. How does it do that? It does that with speed and air flowing across the wing. If you're going to be a plumber or an electrician, or if you're going to be a stockbroker, or whatever you're going to be, it's the same principle. You have to understand what's going on. What are you trying to achieve? You have to learn these things, and then you have to learn the regulations around them, and then you have to learn how to apply those things. So it's the same stuff. You've got to understand where to look, how to get the information, how to understand the information. When you don't understand it, how to find some way to understand it and move on with your objective. That's what we're trying to put across. It's the same thing. Okay, I'll shut up.
Okay. You understand what he said? Give you an example of a plumber. How much do you think a plumber is? Got it. Stands at the counter back there and looks at your subscription to your just get down in there. How much you think they can do? I know one pharmacist. Trust me. He works for Walmart. Pharmacy. What do you think he make a year? $130,000. 100. My friend makes $130,000 a year. Doing that deal. That's a lot of money. Okay? What about air traffic control? What do you think they make a year? Sitting at control tower was talking to people. Why the heck we pay them a bunch of money to talk on the radio?
Well,
Rather? Huh?
20,000.
Come down a little bit, you'd be right. Really kicking out 130.
They start off, I think, at 120. It takes them a year before they turn loose on one station. So you figure after 5 years, they're making 140.
Or what you got? He said they start at 100,000. They start at 100,000. I spent most of my career in the Army, which was great. Okay, wasn't expecting to make more money. Then I came out here and I became a police officer with the sheriff's office. I'm getting punched, stabbed, shot at, all kinds of stuff for $45,000, $50,000 a year. When I could be air traffic controller and start at 100,000. What's the captain makes now? Captain in the airline make now?
The regionals, you guys starting out somewhere in the neighborhood of 75, 80 grand. That's starting in the right seat. However, they're going to have to spend somewhere in the neighborhood of 120 getting the experience to get that 75 ratio. So it's going to take them 8 to 10 years to make up the deficit.
Mr. Still, what do you mean starting in the right seat?
That's a goal.
The captain of an airplane, the person in charge, sits in the left seat of a fixed wing airplane. A helicopter, he sits in the right seat. So the captain in the left seat has got the most experience and theoretically commands a higher salary. The first officer, who is in the right seat, the co-pilot, doesn't command that much. So that's one thing about, when we're talking about professions, one thing about airlines and about plumbers and electricians and that kind of stuff is you have to have your health. If you're crawling around underneath houses and smacking, what do they call them, recluse spiders or something?
Yeah.
And you're smacking them and so forth and so on. You have to have a certain level of health. When you get to be too old to do that, now your source of income is a problem. When I say source of income, what does that mean? What does source of income mean? What?
Source of your money.
Source of your money, yes, your wages. How much you get paid. How much cereal you can buy. How much, that kind of stuff. So your health has got a lot to do with it. How do you manage that? You buy health insurance. Keyword, buy, purchase, money. If you're going to buy health insurance or insurance to manage that, and you can no longer crawl around underneath houses and shovel poop, you gotta be able to pay for that stuff. So there's a lot of trade-offs.
Guys, we talk about all this stuff so that you understand. Yeah, we'd love for you to be violent, all of it, okay? We'd love for you to be violent. That's the purpose of us starting school. But just say right here, well, what about that air traffic control thing we talked about? Well, we got you covered that too. Because you can do that online. You can learn to actually be an air traffic control. Okay? Online. It's available. Not only is it, cool videos, all there's a lot of stuff. But the thing you gotta learn is you gotta look into stuff. Stuff you may not pique your interest. And look at it anyway, see what it's about. You never know. Okay? Now see, some of your friends don't know. Most 12-year-olds don't know what you know now. You don't know about aerodynamics. You say aerodynamics, they're gonna ask you what that is. What is that? What is aerodynamics? When you start to explain it to them, they're gonna go, watch the adults around you. Let the child learn that before. My grandmother was like that, he would tell me. 6 years old. She uses words like consequences of fears for that. That's the way she talks. 6 years old. But her mom's a nurse, so she hears it all the time. So she's a smart little girl. And what we're trying to show you here also is you're just as smart as she is. Okay? A lot of the questions he asked me, he brought it up, told me how intelligent you guys were just that amount of time. You have what it takes. You have the ability to learn. You have the ability to do whatever you want to do. Put your mind to it. Okay? All right. So, it's on you. No one says you have to do this. I would say give it a chance. You never know. Okay? Let's take 5 and we'll come back and watch a quick video. We'll get lunch after that. Let's take about 10 minutes break.
Go outside and wander around a little bit, get blood flowing, move around.
Boring part of this will be over today or so. This video here is called Curious About Planes, okay? It's going to talk about control surfaces on planes. If I can get the video going. Gotta figure out what we're doing now.
All right, let's nail down aircraft primary flight controls once and for all. Aircraft flight control systems consist of primary and secondary systems. The ailerons, elevator, and rudder constitute the primary control system and are required to control an aircraft safely during flight. On the other hand, wing flaps, leading edge devices, spoilers, and trim systems constitute the secondary control system and improve the performance characteristics of the airplane or relieve the pilot of excessive control forces. I will leave these secondary flight controls for future lessons. In this video, let's focus on primary flight controls. In order to perfectly learn about the flight controls and their effects on flight, you first need to know what center of gravity is. Center of gravity, or CG, of an aircraft is simply the point where the aircraft will balance. Imagine trying to balance a plane in your hand, like you do for a pencil. The exact point where you can balance the aircraft in all 3 dimensions is the center of the gravity of an aircraft. It's the point about which the aircraft will rotate. Now with this said, if you somehow apply any force away from the CG, then the aircraft will rotate about its CG. The CG is more like a fulcrum point, if you will, and the farther away the force is from the CG, the less force it is required to rotate. It's basic physics. Okay, now that we know the aircraft rotates about the center of gravity, let's make the three axes, which we all know of, about the center of gravity, so that it would be easier to understand. The three axes are named longitudinal axis, lateral axis, and vertical, or normal axis. These names are pretty important for your exams and even for the overall knowledge. But it's easy to remember. Along the length, longitudinal axis. Along the width, lateral axis. And along the height, vertical axis. With these information in mind, the flight controls and how they work are a piece of cake. Let's start with ailerons. Why ailerons? Cause it will be easy later, believe me. And also cause it will be in alphabetical order. Anyways, the ailerons are the flight control surfaces of the outboard trailing edge of each wing and move in opposite directions from each other. If the one side goes up, then the other side will go down, and vice versa. This will create different lift forces in each wing. The one with the aileron down will have increased lift, and the one with ailerons up will have reduced lift. Now we have up and down acting forces and away from the center of gravity. The net effect? The aircraft will roll. That is to say, it will rotate about its longitudinal axis. It's easy, isn't it? And if you don't know, how does the up and down movement of aileron cause the lift forces to increase or reduce? First, watch this video on aerodynamics forces in flight. It's the most basic and best lesson you can get. Alright, let's move on to our next flight control surface. Elevator. The elevators are the flight control surfaces that are situated at the tail part of an airplane, exactly on the trailing edge of the horizontal tail, and move up and down simultaneously, unlike the ailerons. As they move up or down, which is achieved through linkages in older aircrafts, and through fly-by-wire systems in modern airliners, there is a net up or down force. When the elevator moves down, it increases the chamber, and hence the lift on the horizontal stabilizer will increase. This increment in lift will create an upward force away from the center of gravity. Result? The aircraft will rotate nose down about its CG. In the same way, the nose can be pointed up just by moving the elevators up. Remember, all the pilot is doing by pulling on the control stick is moving the elevators up or down. The remaining part is done by the aerodynamics. Okay, now let's move to our last, but not the least primary flight control surfaces. Rudder. Rudder is the surface that is located at the tail part on a vertical stabilizer and can rotate side to side about its hinge axis. They are simply the elevators, turned vertical. But unlike the elevators, rudders are controlled by the rudder pedals on an aircraft, not through control stick, though the mechanisms are about the same. Okay, when the rudder is deflected to the left as seen here, then the aerodynamic force to the right is created. It's same as the creation of more lift as the elevator does, but it's sideways. And as the force is created to the right and away from the center of gravity, the nose will then rotate towards left. Quite simple, isn't it? One last quick tip. Notice that we came alphabetically. Ailerons, elevators, and rudders. When we normally talk of the axes, we say it longitudinal, lateral, and vertical. I don't know why, but we do say it like that. So, if we go alphabetically like ailerons, elevators, and rudders, then it will be easier to remember because they respectively rotate the aircraft about longitudinal, lateral, and vertical axis. So, next time, will you know which control surface is for which axis?
Okay, let's find out. Got us a little model aeroplane over here. Over with that quarter, right on out here. All right. One of these days, if it's not ready, I'm gonna take this thing and fly.
All right. Does anybody know what longitudinal means? Does anybody know what that word means? You gotta talk loud, so I'm an old man.
Doesn't mean straight up. That.
Longitude.
Not. The longitudinal axis of the airplane is the long, that's the key, long. What's the the longest part. We're gonna say the fuselage. That's this thing in the middle. That's so the longitudinal, all right, how about axis? Does axis mean anything to you? An axe is what you cut wood with. The axis is, he's gonna explain it to you.
Longitude, long. Look at it, longitude, long. Okay? Vertical. You go vertical, where do you go? Up and down. Okay? Remember that. Vertical, up and down. This is vertical, this is longitude. Okay? Up here is what? Okay, so you got longitude, you got longitudinal, lateral, and vertical. Which way is lateral? Which way is lateral?
How about, do the lateral footballs anymore? Does
I guess.
does the lateral toss mean anything to you guys in football? I know when I was in football,
Okay,
there
watch
was something behind it.
Watch me. What was that? Right? I'm running, okay? I'm running. Football. What did I just do? Okay? How did I just do? Lateral toss. Did I throw it up? No. Did I throw it down? Which way did I throw it? Across, which is what? If I throw it that way, which way am I throwing it? Vertical. Okay? Now, we talked about that one. I'm not a great artist. There's one that kind of goes. Let me help them all, Mr. Skip. Kind of goes like that. Okay? Everybody remember what that was called? I'm gonna get my 2 seconds again, I'll tell you. Okay. Let's see.
Let's not release primary flight control surfaces. Rudder is the surface that is located at the tail part on a vertical stabilizer and can rotate side to side about its hinge axis. They are simply the elevators, turned vertical.
Can you
But
stop
unlike
it?
the elevators, rudders are controlled by the rudder pedals on an aircraft, not
Turn it back.
We need to go back there.
Just a little bit.
elevators up. Remember, all the pilot is doing by pulling on the linkages in older aircrafts. It's elevator.
Okay, stop right there. All right. This right here. If this goes down, okay, this one is connected, it'll go up. So, does this going down create, just like this, more air across here from the leading edge to the trailing edge than air across here from the leading edge to the trailing edge? Which one's got the furthest distance to travel? This one or this one?
Right.
Talk to me. What do you think? You think this one has further to go from here to here than this one has from here to here? Is that what you're telling me?
You confident in your answer? You think that's what it is?
Think about it. Say what you think.
Okay, come
If
on.
I took a piece of string and I put it from here all the way back to here, and I took another piece of string and I put it from here all the way to here, which string is long?
That explains it better.
This one. So this has got further to go. It's going to create more lift because that's more air being forced across the top than the bottom. So if I'm creating more lift on this side than I'm creating on this side, what's this wing going to do and what's that wing going to do? This one has more lift. This one doesn't have that much lift.
You should know.
What's this one going to do? You tell me, what's it going to do? Oh, don't give me that. Come on. Say something. How do we create lift? We create lift by more air or air moving faster across the surface. That creates the lift. So that means there's more lift here than here. Consequently, the airplane is going to bank. About that?
Isn't it?
Does that make sense?
No. How does the up and down angle increase
No,
See
we're,
that?
no, we're looking at saying that air's gonna hit that,
each other?
that arrow arm right there.
One flight control surfaces at the outward trip.
No, we're looking at the air's gonna hit that arrow arm right there. When the air hits that arrow arm.
Yeah. Can you hold it up for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say, would you bring that up on? Okay.
We get behind us. Lost it?
Can you hold it up like this?
Everybody can see it.
Come on back.
This thing is like.
Yeah, let's put it on the nose. Let's put it on the nose. The answer heavy.
It
Heavy.
is, it really do see it.
Yeah, but I want to show the alien.
Okay.
Okay, now, what I'm about to do hopefully will help them understand the ailerons. Okay, which way this is what is this called?
Close.
What is it?
That's
Elevator.
it.
Very good.
Oh, right. You
Very
did
good.
it.
Elevator. Okay, what does the elevator do for the airplane? How does it control the airplane? Makes it go up and down.
Good. Like that, good.
Okay, which way, what position do I need to put this elevator in to make this airplane go up? Do I need to push it this way or that way? Okay, if I push it that way, what's gonna happen? No,
You
you
want
want
to
to
rotate on the center of gravity.
no, it's not going up, you going to Joe Mars. And that's down, okay? All right? So, you probably follow me better just now.
There you go. Now, can y'all see that tail?
Back over here, no, back over here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, right here, if that air is rushing this way, where is it hitting the surface?
He just hit it.
Okay? I'm gonna push it down. So long for this airplane to go up. Now it goes up. Okay, now, hold what you got. If I do this and this, what's gonna happen to that wing? Remember,
Which way you gonna turn?
remember, the wind coming over here makes this go, what? The tail go up. If the wind is hitting the air is hitting the control surface this way on this airplane, which way does the airplane go? Right? If it's forget this. Talking about this. So with this configuration right here, the way this elevator is sitting, which way will this airplane go? Up. Okay? Now, think about that. Okay? Let's go back to the aileron. Let's think about this one here. This was down, that was up. So, if the air is hitting this one back here, which is up, and making this go down, if it's hitting this one, this aileron over here, which way is this wing going? The air is flowing. Which way is that? Which direction is that wing going?
Left or right?
The wind is blowing under here. Easy way to remember this. Good. The right aileron is down, the wing is going left. If they're the opposite, and the up is down, that's a right turn. Okay? Because what's happening? The wind is coming over this wing, the wind is coming over here, pushing that wing down, because this is what? Up. Okay? See what I'm doing? Pushing it down. This, on the other hand, is down, so it's pushing this wing up, helping you turn. Now, right here would be sort of a textbook turn in an airplane. Because once you turn the airplane to the left or right, it is going, the nose is going to want to fall. You have to compensate for that. Remember Mr. Skip talking about that? Gravity wants to do what? Pull it down, okay? So how do we compensate for that? Pull an elevator in there, what happens to the nose? Raise it up. That's a perfect airplane turn right there. That's how it's done.
Also, the other ones, one has to be up, one has to be down. They both can't do it at the same time.
No.
On the other ones.
If they both up, both sides up like that, on both sides, you need to go get your airplane checked out. There's something wrong with it. Your airplane is broken, okay? So that's how you make a turn. Now you see why we have to teach you this in order to put you back there to let you fly the airplane. If you went back there right now, I bet you couldn't even get it off the ground. Okay. That's just like, he was the perfect example of teaching people, this is what we should do for fun, okay? We fly these for fun, okay? Now, he taught people to fly. I didn't. Okay? Now, we could take you out there and let you fly one of them. We thought about implementing that into the class, but it requires us to have to go places other than right here to do that. Okay? It requires us to do maintenance on those. That airplane still flies, by the way. Okay? But depending on how much you pay attention to, one weekend we can teach you to fly the airplane, take off the land. In one weekend, you pay attention. We do what we call a buddy watch. You have a radio, we have a radio. It's a wire from this radio to that radio. We hold the button, you control the airplane. The minute you mess up, we let the button go, you no longer have control of the airplane. Okay? That's the way it works if you're a model airplane. Okay? But we use that one to show you basically what's in it. Okay? So, we'll count this one more time. You guys should remember this.
All right,
Get way in it.
about ready?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Picture me coming.
Let's go ahead and we'll
Yeah.
watch this when we get back. Go back here.
The craft will roll. That is to say, it will rotate about Susanna away from the center of the grass.
All right, guys, let's go back here and get some lunch. Make sure you understand the control surfaces first. Okay. Ailerons. Show me an aileron.
You want to hold up on me?
Where's don't you have them? You can go back over here and sit down. Go back. Let's see which one's aileron. Now I'll let you go. One's aileron.
The things that look kind of like what we know.
And then effect, the aircraft will roll. That is to say, it will rotate about its longitudinal axis. It's easy, isn't it? And if you don't know, how does the up and down movement of aileron cause the lift forces to increase or reduce? First, watch this video on aerodynamics forces in flight. It's the most basic and best length.
Let me ask you. Oh, sorry. What makes the airplane turn? What flight surfaces make the airplane turn? Ailerons. The ailerons and the wings. Ailerons are on the wings. Also on the wings on this airplane, on the Cessnas, you define called flaps. Yeah, they do. Oh, okay. Great. Now, you have surfaces here called flaps. You'll utilize those. Okay, how about What is the elevator, what does it do? Where's the elevator located? Rear plane, back, okay? What does the elevator do? The airplane up and down. You see ailerons? This is your elevator. That position takes the nose of the airplane which way? No, yeah, all huh? Down. Opposite direction? I wish I had a radio to this thing. Up, okay? Now, come $100,000 question. What does this do to kid? Anybody remember? Rudder. The rudder. I put the rudder that way, what happens to the airplane? Which way? If it's facing, the rudder's facing to the right, which way is the airplane gonna go? Turn. The wind, okay, it's gonna go what direction? Right? Gonna go right. You agree? Okay. When it hits the airplane, it's going to go this way. This way, it's going to go the opposite. Up, down.
You know, this stuff's really kind of tricky to do. This stuff is really simple. It's like, if I hit you in the face, you're gonna go back, right? You're gonna bang, you're gonna go backwards. So when the wind hits that, it's gonna go backwards, right?
Think about the position of the surface of the airplane itself. Whatever is facing the wind's going to hit it. It's going to push it in that direction. So if it's right, left, it's left, it's going to push it left.
Put force on it.
Put force. See, because when the airplane is flying straight, all of this stuff is straight. Every bit of this is straight. A lot of airplanes just sit there flying. But as soon as you activate one of these control surfaces, you're going to get a change in the direction of the airplane. Okay? Any questions about that? So, these are what? On the wings. Aileron.
All right.
All right, back here. On the tail. Elevator. Rudder.
That's it.
Those are the three main control surfaces you're going to be using. Okay?
Yeah, you got it.
Remember what those are. Those are important. Okay. Now we're going to try to go over instruments. Okay? All right. Yes, sir.
I know.
Huh?
I know what he's name.
Sure. Go ahead. Sure.
The one right there that has colors like yellow, green.
Okay, come up here and point to it. Point to it. Tell us what it is.
That's the airspeed.
That's right.
There you go. Okay, let me stop. Airspeed indicator. Compare that to something. What a car.
Press speed.
Under the speed that the car goes.
Speedometer.
That's it.
That's a speedometer for an airplane. Okay? Okay. That's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean, it works by, like, say this thing is right over here, then we write dogs, stuff like that. And then this is called the landscape,
That's got two names. Skip. What's the real name for this one? Attitude. Some people call it a
Attitude indicator.
Artificial horizon.
Artificial horizon.
Or we're gonna do attitude indicator.
Attitude indicator is what's going to be in
Okay. So, I suppose.
Did you know any more?
No, that's all I know.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody's straight on the airspeed indicator. It's the colorful one right here on the left. That tells your airspeed. How fast you're going there. Just like a car, just put on. Okay? This one we're going to call the artificial horizon, right?
attitude indicator, artificial horizon, whatever, yeah.
We're gonna do
That's
attitude.
the real power.
Whatever, take your
Attitude indicator.
Okay. The next one, right there, is the altitude indicator tells how high you are.
Altimeter.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It tells how high you are in the sky. Okay? Okay, we'll get into reading that one in a minute. Okay? These instruments over here called OBS, and they have to do with navigation. Since we're not going to be doing navigation right now with you guys, we'll get into those later. Okay? Down here, you got your fuel flow, all these vacuum pumps and temperatures and all that stuff. Up here is your clock. We'll show you how to set the clock in is the clock in the simulator?
No.
It's not one in the simulator, okay? Right here is your vertical speed indicator. Okay? Oh,
That's the real part, the direction.
right here. Everybody knows, what am I trying to say? East, west, north, south, and all that stuff. Okay, that's basically what this is, okay? Oh, shoot. I'm glad you lasted long. Tell us what direction you're going. You see, in here, south here, east here, west here. In between that, so if we said go, turn right heading 060. You go right until this needle gets to right there on that 6. In between the little lines, we'll go over that with you. Okay? What did I miss? Vertical speed indicator. Basically tells how fast you're going up, how fast you're going down. In other words, you're climbing 200 feet a minute, 300 feet a minute, 400 feet a minute, 500 feet a minute. Right? Anything else on it?
That's basically it.
Okay. Pretty much
You
you
go 1,000, 2,000 feet a minute.
What is that?
RPM.
Okay, over here to the right is a radio stack. Okay, we won't get into that. We'll show you how to do radios when we get you back into the simulator, how to actually change frequencies, what the frequencies are, how to find them, how to put them in there. Okay, how to switch them over, and all that good stuff. This down here, on the controller, is just your throttle, or your throttle, and your measure. Okay? All this other stuff. Here's your switch here. Key switch. This is your master switch for it. These are the avionics, turn on the instruments, and all these are, what do you call them? Fuses. Okay? It's not a whole lot to this. Easy to learn. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time. What we're going to do now is we're going to get you fired up on here individually. Have to move one of y'all to your own simulator. If you want to go back to the simulator back there. Take them to simulator. Okay? Okay? And so just kind of hang tight, you go ahead and go back to the simulator, do your thing. We'll get you guys started here, show you what to do, how to get to where you need to go, and all that good stuff, okay? Then we're going to just fly around and get used to the controls, so you know what the ailerons do.
You're gonna have to drink that in here, man.
So you get used to what when you input certain controls functions, what that controls function actually does. Okay, I turn it right, I aileron, and the airplane is going right. Go left, go left. If I don't pull up when I turn, it's going to fall, the nose is going to drop, and all that good stuff. Okay? Anything else you think of skip?
Oh gosh, we can beat them to death all that.
Okay. Right.
Has a ORGN altimeter 29928. ORGN altimeter 299.
Unit airborne,
Echo.
about a couple of miles and fly heading 240. My bus, that brake's not working, is it? It's fixing to work in a second. There you go. I'll turn the graphics down a little bit.
Height 50 feet. Height 200 feet. Height 300 feet. Height 400 feet. Height 600 feet.
Picture clarity's not as big, so I had to turn down the graphics a tad. But the higher up you go, it puts a lesser strain on the CPU.
Height 800 feet.
Okay. The computer's getting hot is what it is. That's what it is. Okay, about 2,000 feet level off. And we're going to heading 260 now. Not using that one, huh? I hear it. This was kind of hard to see. Got it kind of bent down sometimes. Yeah. They always have those comps on the simulator. With the VR glasses, I'm bringing those tomorrow. You can really see them. It looks really cool. Okay. Do you remember where the airport is? Which direction did we take off in? You remember? East, okay. Give me a heading, because we're going to mess around here. Give me a heading of, okay, give me a heading of 090. Which way do we take off again?
Height 2,000 feet.
East. Okay. You know where the runway is? Hmm? Okay. Give me a heading of 210. What's our current airspeed?
About 85 knots.
How many knots?
85.
Okay. What's our altitude? What's it say right here?
3,400.
There you go. I know you like to read that too. This one's harder. Once you understand it, but that just tells you right there. Yeah. Okay, go look at this one. Go up to 5,020 feet. No, forget that. Decline. Go down to 3,400. Pull back. Pull back on your power. Go down to 3,400 feet. Pull back on your power though, man. I'm gonna go too fast. Your bones gonna come on here and start talking all crazy. Yeah, I don't want you to look at this one. I want to see. I'll just ask you.
3,000.
Yeah, go to 3,400. Descend. Go ahead. Descend. Go back on your power. More. Go back. Don't be afraid. You're gonna come down. You got your girlfriend waiting on there. She wants to meet you down there, so you gotta hurry get down to get to your girlfriend, man. Alright, what did I say, 2001? Okay. So we're at 3,000, so we're gonna get to 400. Come on. The other way. Here's some gas. 3,400. Why are you looking at this one? There you go. So this is the easy one. Learn this one here. Watch your airspeed. What's your airspeed? Watch your airspeed. What's it saying? Okay. You think you might want to give it a little bit more power? Because see, you're at takeoff speed right now. You're going to climb. 3,400, okay? Let me know when you're there. Let me know when you're there. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you know this one here. You know, that's 1, 2, 3, 400, 5, 6, 700, 9, so on, so on. And if you want to, this one tells you, but you can look at this one and that one, you know. You can use this as a reference. I just want to make sure you knew what this one was, how to read it. Okay. Which way do we take off? Okay, where are we at? West. Okay, so the runway's back towards the east. If you can find it, which I know you can, go ahead and land it. It's going to be a heading of about 06 something. You've been up there a while. That's the good thing about this one. You can look out the window. Those desktops, you can't do that.
Height 3,000 feet.
Somebody stalling. See the airport?
Is that it?
Yeah, I believe so. Remember we got the G750, right? Yeah, what? We took off from KONT, Ontario. KONT, that's it. That's it.
That's it.
Let's see. Yeah. Do a left downwind, go that way, and come in on, you can take your runway, it'll be the choice of your own choosing. There's some traffic right there. See all that stuff? That's traffic. I'm surprised it's not saying anything yet. That's why it keeps crashing. I got all this traffic on. Yep. That's why I gotta cut that traffic off. That computer so much.
Got all the traffic around, just trying to track it.
This AI traffic, it puts a lot of strain on that computer. Because that computer's working at 750, the radio spec, this is 1000. Then the graphics itself, I have to cut the graphics down.
Oh my gosh, the graphics is probably the biggest pull.
Yes, that's right, man. So my computer at my house, I run 3 computers. I got a computer for that window, a computer for that window, a computer for that window. Smooth. I got all the graphics cut up all the way.
Yeah.
You see buildings, cars, you name it.
People waving at you.
Just about. Just about. If I get me another computer, I can run 2 instead of 1, which would take a lot of load off that one. I'm gonna get another one pretty soon.
Expensive.
They are. They are. I remember back in the day, you got computers, you know, reasonably, but now,
You got $1,200–1,400.
all right. Just apart from like a video card nowadays, a good video card.
Oh yeah.
A lot of money.
I do some CAD drawing on mine. And I've got a pretty high-end video card in there.
Okay, we're on the right side of that, left side of that runway.
Yep.
Okay. Click on that. Click on the 750 and see which runways we got to choose from. 750. We're at KONT. Got 8 left, 8 right. Come on, 8 right. There's traffic right there. Traffic. What's your altitude?
1,600.
Okay. It's right about when Tower be talking to you. When you make that final approach, you want to be about 2,000 feet.
Warning. Maximum cruise speed reached.
I'm going to take that off. laptops, I think.
Charter L 127.080 recorded with this array. 103. Charter Alpha 1.
There's some graphics.
From Alpha 1. 7. Charter Alpha 1. 2. 7. Contact Alpha 1. 2. 0. 6. 0. Contact Alpha 1.
There's no real
6.
format here.
Alpha 1. 7.
Where we can make interesting.
There you go, yeah.
That's the way I see it.
There's a road. Oh, that's an expression. Woo! Really? Going on the water,
That's
huh?
all to the west.
Okay.
High 2,000 feet.
It's coming from down here. Like, I haven't done myself. Some surgery techniques. Man, I don't even know, those things even really work. Surgery techniques.
It's getting thunderstorm season.
This, all this stuff out here when I leave, I have to plug all that. This too. The only thing I leave plugged in is that router. But this pain in the butt, every time you unplug this one, it doesn't always go back to where it's supposed to go. The router in my house is cool, but this one here is actually, I haven't cut the graphics down, man, it kept freezing.
Where you flying to, Big Daddy?
Where KONT kept freezing, so I said, let me try a different airport. But in actuality, it was the graphics that turned up kind of high.
What we did this morning. We got an airplane. We did right traffic to 26. We did a full stop. Take off. Full stop. Taxi ride, take off. We had to do 3 takeoffs and landings. Category and class every 90 days. She didn't have things. So we did 1, 2, then we flew out to what we call practice. Get over here and do steep turns from 6,500 feet forward. Steep turns. That's 45 degrees of bank all the way around. Back around the neck.
What is this? This program?
Oh boy, this is a $300 program. A year. $300 a year. A year. She's got a lot of people. We flew up to Atmore. We did the left downwind entry to 1-8. We did touch and go. Went back to Pensacola. Did another full stop landing. There are 3 full stops. And one additional touch and go. This is
so you get this good, that works,
Yeah.
10, 20,000 feet up on so
It's here.
it's literally,
That's the weight and balance. It does everything. Just had to plug in the numbers.
cool.
That does.
So this thing works while you're in the Kodiak?
Oh yeah.
Because it's all running off the satellite.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's cool. It's cool stuff.
So you actually plug this into something in the plane for power.
Yeah. I used it today, so I ran the battery down. The battery's almost ready. And also I got my notebook in here,
Speed for flaps too high. Warning.
right here.
Speed for flaps too high.
Everything's there.
Cool. Wow. Yeah, it's worth the money.
It is to me. Every professional aviator I know.
Good stuff.
Approaching A.
All right, man, go ahead and land that thing. We're gonna put one of you guys back here. We got time. Half an hour.
Height 600 feet.
About 20 minutes.
Height 500 feet.
Yeah, we're getting some exercise.
I also got that same program.
Oh, really?
Height 300 feet.
Maybe I'll just see. Tough one.
Cleared for landing.
All right, man, you're doing good. You're looking good. Bring that joker on in.
Height 100 feet.
Watch your airspeed. Give some gas. Give some gas. Give some gas. You're gonna stall. Poof. Gun it. Push it forward. Give gas.
Height 25 feet.
See? Now you see what you
Height
did?
10 feet.
Now let off the gas. You made it to the runway.
Height 10 feet.
There you go. Get it down. See what you did? When you start stalling, you got to give some more gas on your way down. Because you weren't far enough over the runway. When you coming in for a landing, you play with that throttle, man. If you're too short, so you make it over the runway. You did good. All right. Get one of the jokers out here. All right, y'all, man, go ahead and get up. Let me get, what's your name again? Isaiah on here. Did you stop it? Go ahead and stop it. Stop it. Yeah, the brakes. You're still moving. Okay. All right, Isaiah, get on in there, man. Same principle, what you was doing on that desktop over there? Same thing. What we're going to do, we're going to take off straight down the runway and we're going to bank left. Now you steer with your feet on the ground. Put your feet on those rudder pedals. There you go.
Both of them?
Both feet, 2 pedals. Push, go. Let off the yoke, Push your right foot forward. Push your left foot forward. See what I mean? That's how you steer.
Oh.
Okay, hands off the yoke. You don't need that right now. We're gonna make this quick. Push that the black valve, the black lever, that's your throttle. All the way up. Steer, take your hands off of there. Steer with your feet. Keep it straight. Easy left, easy left. He's got it. All right. A lot easier than the desktop, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
When it gets to 60 knots, remember your airspeed indicator? You pull back on your stick just a little bit. It might take off on its own. And I think it is. It is. Yep. He's got the flaps down.
Okay, yeah.
Let me put the flaps on for you.
Height 25 feet.
All right, take hold of the yoke. Pull back a little bit. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. There you go. Don't be too much. Easy, easy.
See, I told you what would happen when you pull back too much, right? You heard your famous friend, the star warning
100
horn.
feet.
Pull back. You're gonna get a level. Pull back. A
Height
little bit.
100 feet.
Yeah. Too much. Too much.
Warning. Angle of attack too high.
Go to your right. Go to your right. Okay. It's not a car, man. It's not a car. Pull back easy. 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 Right there. I'm gonna trim it for you. And let go of the stick.
Height 200 feet.
See this little thing I'm clicking right here, my left valve?
Height 300
That's the trim
feet.
wheel. That kind of levels it. Right? Doing good, man. First time. Okay. Now, hands on the stick. And relax.
Height
Go to the
400
right.
feet.
Go to the right. Turn it. Stop. Go to the right. Relax. Just turn.
Height 500
Turn a little
feet.
bit. Now stop. Stop. Turn it back to the center. Turn it back to the center. So you turn. Let go.
Height 500 feet.
You turn. You gotta go like this. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Put it back to the center.
Height 500 feet.
Just put it in a position and let it stay there. It's not like a car where you gotta hold it. Now let's turn to the left. To the left. A little bit, stop. There you go. Turn to the left. See? Stop. Nose going up. Get this little thing right here.
Height 800 feet.
As big as you want. You're flying this plane, so you know you can't ask me how many times. You gotta use your discretion. That's the trim wheel.
Height 800
Just push it
feet.
forward a little bit. The trim wheel, the trim wheel, the trim wheel. Tap. 1. Tap 2. See what it does? It's trimming it. It's leveling it off. Now push it down a little bit, the trim wheel. Tap down. There you go. Okay, now with the yoke, turn to the right. Level off. Stop right there. When I say level off, what you're doing is attitude indicator right there. That orange line has to be on that white line. And that's when you're level.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Okay, now get that orange on that white. Easy. Ain't no big rush. Easy, easy, man. Easy. There you go, there you go. There you go. That's how you do it. Trim it. Doing good. Bingo. Okay. Which direction do we take off from? This is the 750. We are right here. So, you can land right here. So, go to the right. Easy, easy. Pretend your mama is in this seat. You don't want your mama throwing up, do you? So do some nice easy movements, man. You don't want it. Easy movements. There you go.
So I make it to that like.
We'll get to that runway, K1T. That's an airport. We're approximately 3.0 nautical miles from there. So you're gonna keep on turning. Go get that plane all the way around so we can land right there. Turn some more. Easy, 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 easy. You got all the time in the world. You don't want to slam it because you do that, your mother's like, your mama's doing that, man. Turn it. Okay. Much easy. What's your mama's name? Jamaica?
She's the one out there walking the traffic
Okay.
to make sure.
All the orders say, boy, what are you trying to do? Make me go up.
Angle too high.
That's kind of steep.
Roll angle too
Okay.
high.
Now pull back on your power.
This.
The black one. Nose down. Remember that trim wheel?
Angle of attack too high. Warning. Angle of attack too high.
Airport should be over there somewhere. Level off. Look out your window.
See the difference here. You got your side one, you can actually see. This is much more fun.
Airport's right
See,
there.
here you got a yoke, you don't have a stick, and then you got foot pedals.
Okay, let's
Foot pedals
go.
are what you use to control
Let's go
the
far. Let's go all the way down.
airplane.
We're gonna go all the way down.
You'll find this is
Straight.
much easier.
All the way down straight. We're gonna land on that runway coming in from the south. You can actually let's stay right about there. But your altitude's kind of high, and we can stay right there. We can stay right there.
It's a lot easier to see.
Huh?
It's a lot easier to see.
Compared to that desktop, right?
Because
Man,
this is in the way.
you're kind of short too.
High
Get that nose down, man. Down. Other way. Push forward. There you go.
Oh, out here we're teaching you to use the trim button. When the nose
Get it down.
get too high.
Get it down. Down, down, down.
Trim button, what you do, trim.
There you go. Okay.
Trim.
Airport's right there. So you got to go
It's like,
that way. Because you want to come in this way, right? Okay. Start shining. Easy, easy.
let's just say this is
There you go. Look
let's
over
just say
there.
it's an elevator. On the back of that elevator there's a little surface, like a little mini elevator.
That's about right. You want to
And
get
what it does
parallel
is
to
it
that
takes
It's going to
it's a
be a
little bit of small surface and kind of raise it up
See it?
and trim it
We're
down.
falling down. Lose some
And what it
altitude.
does
Easy,
bounces
man.
out the airplane. You can actually, I give a heart attack. You can fly this thing.
Get
You
down,
can trim
get
it
down to about 2,000
where
feet.
you can just take your hand off the yoke and it'll fly by
Throttle.
itself.
Go back on your
Throttle
throttle.
just that fine.
Right,
This is more
Go
complicated
ahead.
than those things out there.
Right there. It's going to come down. It's going to start coming down on its own. When we get down to about 2,000 feet, trim it down a little bit. Push
That's
out
what I'm
forward
talking
all the
about,
way.
radio switches and all that stuff. That one up there, the colorful one, is called the
So forward.
GT and 750. That's what we used to fly.
Some more.
And the one to the right is called the G1000.
Now you see the runway? Right there. Mm-hmm.
Mariah, this is a lot easier.
You want to go down about maybe 2 miles? I don't know what approach altitude is for KONT. Probably it's about 2,000 or something like that out here.
That was about
This one the one I
1,500.
want to land on?
Keep straight, man. Yeah, that's the one. Doing good. We got some traffic down there too. Looks like somebody fixing to take off. They go down about a mile.
I need to get in that equipment room and get my shirt off.
It crashed. Oops.
Oh man, turn, start your turn, and pull back. Okay? See, that's a perfect turn right there. Alright? Pull back. If you start getting over here, watch what she said.
Height 1,000 feet. Roll angle too high.
Roll angle too high. Okay? Doesn't take that much. Okay? Now, push it in easy. You want that horizon right there. Take the yoke. Take the yoke. Okay? Right there. Keep it that way. Okay, you see you letting it rise, don't you? See it go up, bring it back down. Ease it down. Ease it down. Okay, stop. Okay. Little up trim. Give it a click and let it go. Okay, okay. Bring it back down. Keep it down. No. Push. Push it down. No. None of this. Don't do that. Okay, easy. See that? Easy. Just push it, hold it, let it do it. See that? Just like that, no more than that. Once you get that down pat, you have got this lick. You can fly this simulator like a boss. Okay? Let's do a right turn. Check your right. Check your right side, make sure there's nothing out there. Okay, do your right turn. Stop. Let it roll. See how smooth that turn is? That's all you gotta do.
He was on his way to land and that thing crashed.
Go straight. Easy. Okay, go straight. Get that nose down. That nose down. That nose down.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Hey, Bill.
You got flaps up. That's what's the problem, huh?
He's doing good. He was fixing to land, then that thing crashed.
Oh.
He was just fixing to touch it.
No, that's too fast. Come down. You just watching it go up, man. You gotta control the airplane. You're in charge of it. Okay. All right, your grandma's sitting right next to you on the right side here. there. You're gonna make her sick. Don't do that. Okay? Alright. Here I want you to turn right. Easy right. Easy right. Easy right. Easy right. Easy right. Back and we're gonna stop. Stop turning. Stop turning. Stop turning. Hold what you got. Hold what you got. Back to the left. Back to the left. Just a little bit. Okay. Slow. Okay. Alright. Go straight. Straighten up. Straighten up. Too fast.
Give us some heart.
Too fast. You won't pay attention.
Angle of attack too
Okay.
high.
Angle of attack too high. That means your nose is up too high. Okay, come back to the right. Right there. Right. That's where I want you to keep it. Right there. Okay. Now you can use that trim and put it there. It will stay there. But I want you to keep it there. I don't want you to use the trim. Okay. All right. Let's throttle down a little bit. We're gonna land. Throttle down. Pull it down. Quit pulling on the wheel while you're doing that. Okay. No. What you gonna do? Crash now? You trying to go to Joe Bar? Stop. Okay, push it. Okay. There you go. Hold it.
Maximum cruise speed reached.
Okay. I want the center of this right here, and I want you to be able to see horizon here and horizon on this side. So come up. Keep that. Watch that. You got to keep that straight. Okay. That's where you want that right there. Okay. All right. Now, for right now, what we want to do is right there. Right there. See, you got horizon on this side, horizon on that side. And you need to keep the airplane up to there, up to that point. Let it come down. We're gonna land. Go back to the left a little bit. You keep floating away. Right key to stop that jerk. He wants to. They don't take that. I got Mariah. Mariah was good at it. She. Okay. Push your nose down just a little bit more. A little bit more. Down. Right there. Hold it. Right there. Don't let it go any further down. If I say hold it and you keep going down, you need to pull back a little bit to keep it up. Okay? Alright. Push it down. Not too much. Easy. I mean, very little. See, you're going down way too fast.
Warning. Maximum cruise speed reached.
Okay. Alright. Turn right.
Warning.
Go right.
Maximum cruise speed reached.
Right turn. Stop turning. Okay, too much. Back to the left. Put way too much turn on there. Stop, right there. That's what I want you to do. Okay, go for your runway over here on the right hand side. You should see it. Okay. Back to the left a little bit. Get that wing up so you can see it. There you go. Alright.
Is that big?
Huh?
Is that the runway?
You'll see it. You'll see it flashing light in there. There it is right there. Go straight. We'll take that one. We'll take that runway. Alright, so what you gotta do is you gotta don't climb. Okay, go back to the right. Where you going? Back to the right. Come on. Okay, go line up on that runway. Watch your nose. Keep your nose down. Okay, go to the right. Line up on the runway. You're right in the middle of that runway. Don't look over there. Your runway's in front of you. Okay, pull up. You're going down.
1,000 feet.
Okay, 1,000 feet. You ain't got much room to mess up now. Okay, where you looking? The runway's right in front of you. See it?
Flaps.
Okay, hit the flaps.
That's why you
Nose gonna rise. Push it down.
Speed for flaps too high. Warning. Speed for flaps too high.
Okay,
Warning.
bring it up. Bring your nose up. Come to the right. You want this right in the center of that.
Warning.
Okay, come down. You can't see. Push it down. Ease it down. No. Keep jerking.
Too high.
Remember I told you about that jerking?
Fleet. Approaching.
Easy.
Okay. I'm gonna help you here. Okay. See that? That's all you gotta do is to move that thing right there.
Height 600 feet.
Don't be in a rush. You control the airplane.
He was bringing it in perfect that last time, did everything perfect. I mean, he had it perfect.
Just like that. You see how I'm doing that? I'm not jerking. Okay? You gonna let it come down. Right there in the middle of the runway. See the lights come on? The pappy lights? The pappy lights come on, that means you're right down the split. Okay? All you gotta do is keep the airplane over there.
Height 500 feet.
500 feet, you can't go before you go down. You keep fighting me on this. Don't do it. Come on. Come on. Back to the left. It's a little, see, it takes a little bit. Right down target now. Okay. Now, you want to pull up.
Height 200 feet.
All you're gonna do now is you're gonna let it float, just like we did on the desktop, okay? You're gonna let it float.
Height 100 feet.
Let it float, let it float, let it float, let it float. I'm gonna let go in a second, let it float.
Height 50 feet.
Yeah, I'm letting go, let it float, let it float, let it float, let it float. Pull back,
Height
easy, easy,
25
easy,
feet.
easy, easy, easy.
Height 10 feet.
Down hard, but you made it.
Ooh, that was a hard
Down
thing
hard,
right
but you
there.
made it.
Oh, you going into the
We
grave?
just gotta get him to quit that jerking. If he stops that jerking,
All right, man, have a seat. Okay, this is simple. Put your feet on the rudder pedals. That's how you steer the plane on the ground. Push right and then left. Okay, we got to get the plane back on the runway first. Go ahead and push your push the black knob. Push it up. Push it up. Yeah, get some gas. We got to get back on the runway. Hold on 1 second. Put the brake on. Go back. We're gonna take off right here. Screw it. Go to your right. Push your right feet. Not yet, man. Not yet. Wait till we get to 60 knots.
Caution. On taxiway. On
We're at
taxiway.
40 knots, 50 knots, 60 knots. Pull back a little bit. A little bit. There you go. We're airborne. We should take it off on the runway, but it'll take a while to get there. Okay. Now we're airborne. Now what we want to do is
Height 200 feet.
that's how you trim it. You want to go down a little bit. Get it level. You want to go up a little
Height
bit
300 feet.
like that. And level again. And now turn to the right a little bit. You want to get this level. That line. That's the altitude there. That's the ground. With that orange line on the white line. Push it forward a little bit. Take your time. Push it forward.
Height 600 feet.
Okay, we're still flying. Okay. Give me a right turn. Stop.
Height
Stop.
800 feet.
Center of the stick. There you go. You just did a turn, man. Level off. We're at 1,000 feet. Trim the plane down level with that trim wheel. Some more. Okay, level the plane off, level it. Bingo. You always want to look at that instrument right there in the center. You got orange line on the white line. That's the level. All right, a little bit more. Cool. I forgot to do one thing. We got our flaps are still down. Flaps are up. Now, trim it, get it level. There you go, man. Okay, we took off from the south. The runway is going to be to the north of it. So let's go down maybe a couple more miles. Keep that nose down, keep it level. the orange line. We don't want to go any higher. Right now, we are at 17, look over here. We're at 1,700 feet. 1,700 feet. These two are the same. They're just different type of instruments. They're the same. They're altimeters. Okay, we don't want to go no higher than 2,000. So nose down, nose down, nose down. There you go. Trim it down, trim it down, trim it down, trim it down. Okay, level it off, level off. Good. Now your black valve down here, your power, pull back on your power a little bit. The black one. Because the more power you get, the higher up you're going to go. That's how that works. So you want to fly maybe about 80 knots. Right now you're at 70, keep it at about 80. So keep your power at about 80 knots. Trim it down, get the nose down to the white line. Okay. Now let's see where we're at. Trying to see where we're at. We took off from, where did we take off from? KPNA. This is where we took off from, right here. We want to turn around. We're at the heading up, doing east. We want to turn that plane around, go west. Turn it around, easy. There you go. Perfect, man. Perfect. Relax. You're doing good. You're doing good. Get to the right a little bit. Don't let it just fall. You know what I mean? There you go. Keep the nose up a little bit. Okay, perfect. Going to the west. Head back to this airport, KPNA. It's approximately 12 nautical miles. We are exactly 2,500 feet up. So we want to keep going straight. Get your nose down a little bit so we can see. Get a little bit more gas. Nose down. Nose down. More. Nose down some more. Not moving. Push it forward. There you go. There you go. Push it forward if you have to. You want to get that thing level. This is what saves your life right here. These two instruments, these three actually. That tells you if you're level, the horizon. That gives you your airspeed, tell you how fast you're going. And that tells you how high you are. These three instruments are important. The other three, not so important. Get that nose down. Push it forward. Just rock with your yoke. Push it forward. Push in. There you go. Easy. Yeah. So use the trim just to trim it. Now you can trim it. Push it forward again. Push it forward. Easy, 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 easy. No, you can hit the wrong one. That's your trim right there. There you go. Go back on your power. We're going to KPNA. Right here. We're coming in on runway
2,000 feet.
25 left. That's where you're at. Straight ahead. Doing good. Keep straight, man. Just keep straight. Trim it down. Push it down a little bit with the trim wheel. The trim wheel. Push it forward. There you go. Push it forward, that goes down. There you go. Right there. So we visually see the runway. Keep that nose down. Keep that nose down. Don't want it to go up. We're 6 nautical miles from KPNA. It's over there somewhere ahead of us. Okay, we're 1,600, 2,600 feet. 6'3", 6'2" nautical miles. It tells us how far we are. 6'1", 6'0". We're steadily getting there. That's our distance from the airport. Okay. You You want to veer to the, you want to come left side. Five nautical miles from the airport. It's probably it over here somewhere, that little speck. Yeah, let's hurry and get that Gibson gas. You gotta go up, push it, trim it down, trim it, there you go. Push forward, there you go. Trim it down, trim wheel.
Warning. Maximum cruise speed reached. Warning. Maximum cruise speed reached.
You see this diagram? That's you. That's the runway. You gotta come over here. You gotta go to the left. This is what they fly with in real life. This right here, the G750, they have this on airplanes. Yeah. In case you can't find your way, there's no way you can get lost. Doing good, man. Watch altitude. Hold that 800. You're about 800.
Height 800 feet.
Hang it right there. Stay right there. You don't want to come any lower yet.
Height 800
Okay,
feet.
now you're going to have to come a little bit closer to this runway. You got to come right here. So you got to, there you go. There you go. There you go, man.
And as you can see here, we got another camera here. This is Navarro Jackson. He's the founder of the school and an instructor here.
Okay.
And as you can see, the simulator with the kids can see from both sides, they can see from the front.
Hang it right there.
And most of the instrumentation is just like in a real airplane. Yeah, it has the real pedals, it has the yoke, and it has a throttle quadrant.
Hold it right there.
Yeah. If you want to try it, when you get shot, you can. Yeah.
I'll be like what?
Crash.
We're 1.9 nautical miles, so now you want to give it 1 degree of flap right here.
Okay.
How's he doing, Navarro?
He's doing good.
We all know about
Okay,
it.
no, trim down. Other way. Push forward. There you go. Okay. See the runway right there? There it is. 25 left. Yeah, we're at 25 left, the outer one over there.
What airport you
Bring it
guys?
down. Now you want to start bringing it down.
You guys at the base?
Start turning to your left, to your left, to your left. There you go.
You guys at the base?
Huh?
You guys at the base?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said
Yeah.
25 left, so.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah.
You want to land on that runway. You want to get this nose with that runway.
I think I know every. Within the immediate area.
There you go.
You mentioned a runway, I probably
Doing good,
know what
man.
airport it is.
Doing good.
Oh yeah, by himself. We walked out and told him, hey,
Doing good.
call us when you get to Mobile.
Okay. Now you think you might want to start pulling back on your power a little
Too
bit?
high.
Pull down a little bit.
Too high. Too high.
You give it power, you go up. If you can use some power, you come down. Down. You're doing good, man. A little bit farther to the left. A little bit farther to the left. There you go. Because you want to get this center with that runway. You're doing good. Perfect. I ain't got to tell you nothing else.
Perfect approach.
Now, pull down your power a little bit.
Height 400 feet.
At some point, you're going to have to pull back on you because you don't want to land on all three wheels. You want to land on your rear two wheels.
Remember what I told you? Let it float. Let it
Let it
float.
flow, man. Don't pull back. Let it come down. Let it come down. Let it come down.
Come down.
Let it come down. Go to the left. To the left. Stay centered.
Height
You're
200
doing good.
feet.
Let it come down on its own. Don't hold it. Let it come down. Just let it come down. Come down. Coming down.
Just like you did on the joystick. Let it float. Let it float. Come back. Let it float. Let it float. Let it float. Come on.
Height
Back.
50
Back.
feet.
Now pull back a little bit. Just a little bit. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back.
Height 10 feet.
You bounced it, but hey, you got it down.
Yeah.
You might have destroyed
Any
your
landing you walk
landing
away
gear
from
on
is
the
a good
front,
landing.
but hey, you got it down. Not bad for your first landing. Not
Yeah.
bad. Okay, now push your feet forward on the pedals to stop it. Both feet, both feet. That's the brake. Push the left foot in. That's no good. That don't work. Push the left foot. Left foot. Push it. There you go.
Sometimes on a lot of the airplanes, when you
There you go. All right, man.
pull the left side, so all you do is
That's the sign of old age.
push both brakes and pull the right side and push your left rudder. Scoot up on the track, just down to the scoot. Lord. You gotta remember,
Man,
the nose is coming down. It's coming, your nose is gonna hit the ground unless you pull back.
I'm 61.
What you wanna do
70 something.
is, as that gets close to the ground,
You didn't have to.
start easing back, easing back. You want that nose to look up at you. So the back wheels are touching.
Yeah, your son's doing really
okay?
good.
Tomorrow you can fly this thing on your own. We had you go in the mobile.
All right, young man, you get back in here.
Nice setup. I like it.
All right, come on. I think that one. All right, bro. Let's switch seats real quick. Put him in there. Go ahead, stop it. Did it still moving? Okay, get in there. Stop it. Go ahead and take off from there. One degree. He's already got the flaps down. You go ahead and turn around, turn around, turn around. My bus, my bus.
Caution, short runway, short
Yeah.
runway.
Let's do this the right way.
Short runway, short runway.
We're at the end of the runway. We got to turn around.
Short runway, caution, short runway.
Do you want to get here?
Short
No, no,
runway,
fine.
Caution, short runway, short runway.
Can you kneel down like that pretty good? Okay,
That'd be better. Thank you so much.
Angle that up. It's kind of tight in here. Watch that keyboard on the ground.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, take the fourth flight. Where are you going? Don't go too far.
What's Dad's name again, Brendan? Huh? Sean. Okay, Sean and
Brendan.
Brendan. I can't get these kids.
All right.
You might want to wait a little bit on that. Oh.
Hey, Brendan, I may have to print your mom's certificate too.
I landed.
She landed, so.
Your father and son here.
Very nice, buddy. Very
Taking
nice.
in for the first flight.
That nose down, not too high. There you go. Right there. Right there. Come on. Right there. Climb out. There you go.
High 200 feet.
That's a lot of gauges.
Easy here with you guys.
High 400 feet.
Want to sit on the side?
I'm good. Good.
Want to sit?
Oh, perfect. Okay, you got that perfect climb. Okay.
You're still going up? Oh, that tells you right there.
Right there where it says vertical speed, show him vertical speed indicator.
Oh, right there?
Yeah, he's climbing about 900 feet a minute, almost 1,000 feet a minute.
Wow.
All right, do you know if you got any traffic left or right of you? I didn't see you look out the window yet.
Oh, yeah, you gotta look out.
Excuse me, sir.
Man, this is so cool. Told you. Better than a video game, Rick.
Many times I've been in this thing, I get in it every day before we leave.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. Okay, Brent, let's go left. Let's go left about heading, let's go west. Let's go west for a minute. So we can pick the airport up again.
Oh,
is that Pensacola Airport?
No, that's,
Oh, NES.
no, that's, I think that's Naval Air Station, I think. I'm not sure which one it is. See our airport to the left? Okay, straighten up. There you go. Keep straight. Yeah, it's Naval Air Station.
Okay.
Watch your altitude, don't get past 2,500. Trim down, remember?
Height 2,000 feet.
There's a lot of stuff. I didn't see all the buttons right here. Is that everything else?
It's got the trim button on there. You just bring your flaps up, Brandon. I think your flaps will stay down. Remember what I tell you, once you bring those flaps up, what's going to happen to your nose? There you go. Good job, brother.
They dropped it.
Yes, sir. Actually, once you bring the flaps up, when you drop them, it'll rise. Bring them up, it'll dip, yeah. Okay. Watch your altitude. Go right here.
You're making funny noises.
So go ahead and
Nothing straight.
I was not supposed to make those noises?
280.
Well, that would be that noise your phone made.
Get away from the runway, away from the airport.
It crashed like 3 times.
Oh.
280.
Yeah, that, what? No. I just kind of took me for a loop. Like this thing crashed like 3 times, and it's not normal for it to do that. It's been making noises.
There you go. Trim down, get a little bit of that altitude too. Throttle back just a little bit.
This is some good information. So
Yeah.
if I'm in a private plane, make sure that the pilot is okay, because I'll be in trouble. I'll be in big trouble.
Okay, so you still climbing, going 3,000. You don't want to get too high. You don't want to dip too much. Back to the runway.
Why it's pretty
You're
simple.
gonna go out to
Really.
the water's edge and you're gonna turn
Me personally,
right back
flying is not a
around
problem.
there.
Navigating is not a problem. It's talking to the controller. Because they talk so fast.
Oh.
I can't. He can get it. I can't get
I
it.
told you get used to it.
I can't get used to
I
it.
hear him on the Unicom, and I'm like, what? I was only able to pick up one thing once, and that was somebody was flying a
I think
drone
I
off the
flagged it.
runway.
Huh?
They've been talking in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have what's called
They
power
went
to
up for it,
ATCL
too.
here.
Yeah.
It actually talk to you while you're flying. So in other words, before you even crank the airplane up, you contact what's called clearance delivery. And you ask them for a clearance, tell them what you're doing, and she'll tell you, she'll give you instructions, and you just follow her instructions. Okay, buddy, let's throttle down and talk to them back toward the airport.
They talk too fast. Especially when you get in the air.
Come on down,
And now you gotta communicate. And if you're not comfortable, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. It's intense.
Yeah, that's,
It just drops your speed.
it slows the propeller down and it doesn't have as much pull. Make sure you watch for the airport over here.
So we're putting him in an F-18
Watch
next,
up,
right?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Actually, you can implement an F-18 in this,
Height
but
3,000 feet.
it will look kind of weird because it's the panel is a 7, it says a 752. It says the 172, and along with the instrumentation.
It's okay to take pictures.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got a video I need to send you guys of his first day. First flight.
Yeah, I still got it on my hard drive.
All right, as soon as you find your runway, my friend, you know what to do. I'm gonna shut up from there.
There's more room.
Ah, you remember the GTN 750?
Oh, that's his thing, man. So he knows that. That's 750. He knows how to go back to the flight plan.
Okay.
Click on the chart.
Okay, Mr. Aviator.
There's more room
I'm
in
trying
here
to
than-
see where
than the
we're
regular
at.
planes. There's more room in here than it seemed like on the regular planes. The one
It is.
No?
It is. It's at 172. Oh yeah, they're like elbow to elbow.
Oh my.
I make it wider because I mean,
All right, kids,
this is in the comfort of this
That's why they
facility,
want
so
you to
nothing
get
that's
too
been
high.
cramped.
Yeah. Oh, you made this?
Yeah, I built that.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I got one in my house too. This one is. The one in my house is like a Cadillac. This one's a replica of that one. This one has. The one in my house has 3 computers. It's network, and this has 1 computer. But it does the job.
Now you understand about the altitude that it wants you to get too high, because now you got to dive to get down. Take you the runway.
Yeah, he was telling me about the seat. The seat was made into it. Virtual seat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. I know she's gonna say it when dropping out your flaps. There you go. There you go. You're doing very good now. See, he's keeping that nose down when he drops flaps.
Speed for flaps too high. Height 800
I
feet.
don't pay her no attention.
Speed for flaps too high.
I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna toggle that on.
Yeah.
Speed for flaps too high.
She gets on my
Sound like my fare box.
Speed for flaps too high.
All right, baby, we need butter.
Speed for flaps too high. Unstable warning. Speed for flaps too high.
Get your throttle all the way.
Height 400 feet.
Remember when you get those little piano keys, kill that throttle. Come left. Middle of that runway.
Dead center.
You've been cleared for landing.
Want butter.
Get butter, baby.
Height 50 feet. Height
Go back on that
25
nose,
feet.
man. Go back on that
Height 10
nose.
feet.
There you go.
Perfect. Now, perfect landing. That's butter right there, baby.
Nice. Nice butter.
Yes, sir. That was butter.
Good job, Brent. Now we just need some toast.
He does good on this thing.
Wow.
The thing that shocked us is he, took off from Pensacola, went to Mobile, and we walked out. You see, let us know when you get in.
That's funny. That's good, bro.
All right,
All
well.
right, Red, moment of truth. See if your dad can do the same thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, now you don't want
Come on, let's do it.
go.
No, you got time for that? We just take a very short one. Very short.
Just go up and
Okay. Does it require coordination?
a little bit.
Okay.
You got enough in you.
Well, we're in trouble.
All right. Now, get over here and I'll explain to you what's going on. Okay. Go ahead and get comfortable. Put your feet on the pedals and make sure they're comfortable. Okay, you want to get to the point where you can slide your feet up and push
We're going into
both
grass.
down. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, we're all right.
you want to slide them up?
Yeah, just push down. Okay, now slide them back down. So then you want to take your pedals in and out like that. Slide.
Oh, gotcha.
Now, here's the thing. When you hit the throttle, the plane is going to want to go left or right.
Yes.
You don't want to do this. You want to ease, like right now, ease your right pedal in. Just a little right pedal, a little bit. Ease it in there. Ease it in there.
Oh, I was
Okay. That's how you're going to do when it goes fast. Okay.
right. Oh, this guides it. This is not this?
No.
Oh, wow.
Airplanes are driven with your feet, not the yoke. Okay.
Didn't know that.
Go back to your left a little bit. But this black handle here, we're going to pull it all the way up, and then we'll go from there. Pull it all the way up. Black handle, that's your throttle. Yeah. Go to the little left pedal. Ease the left pedal. Or stop.
Oh, stop.
No. Pedal.
Okay.
Okay. When that gets to 60 knots right there, you're going to ease back on this yoke.
Okay.
Pull back slow and easy. 60 knots. Pull back. Stop. Okay. There you go.
It's very, very sensitive.
There she is.
Height 100 feet.
Okay, pull it. Okay. Pull that nose up just a little bit. No, not much. You want to keep the horizon right there, even with that.
Height 200 feet.
Don't push those pedals because you're hitting the rudder pedals. Don't push the pedals.
Okay.
Rest your heels on the bottom of the pedals.
Gotcha.
Okay. Go back to the right a little bit with the wheel.
Height
Back
300
to
feet.
the yoke. Come on. Right. No.
Oh, jeez.
Warning.
Okay, go.
Pull up.
Roll angle too high. Height 300 feet. Roll angle too
Okay,
high.
push it back in. Okay. All right, stop. Push it down. Don't want the nose up too
Now it's
high.
out.
Okay.
Height 500 feet.
Back to your left a little bit. Bring that nose up.
Don't forget the trim. Excuse me. Don't forget the trim wheel.
Yeah. I gotta get it straight first.
I got you, bro.
Okay, there's a little button right there, the trim wheel. Okay, you push your trim wheel, just push it up, slide it up. Okay, so bring it down. Okay, now push it up. Push it up. Yeah, push it up. Push it down. I'm sorry. Okay, watch that. That's your artificial horizon. It tells you whether the airplane is level or not. Okay. Now go the way up. Now turn to the right. You got to correct the pilot.
This way.
To the right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, stop. Okay. Watch my hand. Okay, watch my hand. Turn left. You turn left. Pull back a little bit. And you want to hold it right there. See that turn? Yep. It's a perfect turn. All right. If you do this,
too much.
you're gonna start the girl going. Well, she didn't say anything that time. Okay. You want to roll it out easy. You don't want to do that.
Right.
Okay. Easy. So you want to roll out of that turn easy and push down at the same time. Do it real easy. Okay. Now get that on that right there. So ease up a little bit. Right to your left. Stop. Right there. Push down just a little bit. Put your trim a little bit. Okay, that's where you want to hold it, right about there. Okay, right about there.
That'd be super sensitive.
Yeah, a little to the right, a little to the right, a little to the right. Okay, stop. A little to the right, a little to the right, a little to the right. Okay, get your trim button down. Okay, stop. Just tap it. Okay, that's what you want to do. And I hit it a couple times. I'll let it see what it does. Going down too fast, and I push it up a couple times. So you can use this trim button to actually left a little bit. You can use this trim button to actually fly the airplane, really.
Okay. So left is when you turn left, right you turn right.
Right, you turn just like a car. Okay. But the thing is you got to keep this white line right there. That means the airplane is level. Keep that right there. Right now you're climbing. Very easy. It's really easy. Real easy. Real easy on the controls.
He still got his flaps down.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I didn't even notice that either.
Alright. Watch for a dip. I'm gonna let your flaps up. Okay. Nose is gonna dip. So you want to pull up. Pull up a little bit. As soon as you see the nose dipping, pull up. There you go. Don't pull anymore. Just stop. Okay, stop. Push down. Okay, there you go. See? This is easy. It's just baby touches. Baby touches.
Alright, then we land.
Okay.
Are we seeing another
Yeah,
day?
wait for that part, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna do a turn to the left. We're gonna turn, pull back just a little bit.
Okay, I'm
Turn,
starting.
stop turning, pull back a little bit. Just hold it right there. Push it down just a little bit. Just push it down just a little bit. Right there. Hold it. Turn back to the right a little bit. A little bit. Right there. Hold it. Stop. Okay. That would have been a perfect turn, but you kept going. Okay. Let's try it again. To the left. Stop turning. Pull back just a little bit. Don't let it turn. Don't let it turn. Perfect turn right there. That's where you want to turn. Okay. Still coming back. Back just a little bit.
This is tough.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. All right. Straighten up. Let your nose float. We're gonna land. Okay. All right. We're gonna land.
That's the runway.
Yeah. We're gonna get the center of that runway. Put it right there. Okay. Straighten up.
So much easier to.
No.
No.
That's how you lose control.
Oh, I see.
That's how you lose control. Okay.
Don't overcorrect, man. Relax.
Just let it float. Let it do it. You got time to do it.
You got plenty of time.
You got plenty of time to get it controlled. Even though it's going over this way.
You have to baby it.
Yeah. You gotta. Okay. Don't drop flat.
Little increments, little bit. You're dead center. You don't have to do nothing. It's gonna come straight down to that runway. As long as you keep your hands off.
All right. You said it was like a car.
See how easy
Pretty much. Right now it is.
We're gonna
kids do that too. They get here and they start kind of.
That's a real flap. And you see the nose is gonna rise, okay?
You're doing good, doing good.
Just ease it over to the right, left a little bit. Okay. It says we're too high, we know that. Ready, shut up.
Just getting it down.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, we gotta get it way down.
You're doing good, man. Doing good.
Okay,
You're right on time.
okay. Now keep it right there. Go back just a tad a little. See how the little we moving? That's all you gotta do. Okay. Let's go back to that.
Too high. 600 feet.
Yeah, we know that, man. Shut up, please.
Yeah, I'm taking her off today, Todd.
High 500 feet. Unstable.
And that unstable thing too, I'm taking that off.
Well, it sounds realistic.
I know, but it's kind of a nuisance. She says that a lot of times when you're stable.
Okay. Okay, you don't want to hit the ground. You don't want it to hit the ground. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
These are called piano keys, right? Okay. Once we get over
All right,
the piano
that's
keys,
doing good,
what we're
man.
going to do.
Just can bring it on in.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Kill it twice.
That's it. That's it.
High 50
No,
feet.
Not yet.
Don't jerk. Don't jerk.
High 25 feet. High 10 feet.
All right, you got it. Didn't destroy the landing
Now
gear. You got lucky on that
You're
one.
pulling back on the yoke, you ride on the back wheels.
But he did good.
Yeah, you did pretty good for the first time, though, yeah.
That is much tougher than I ever thought.
You do this enough, it's gonna be like breathing. It ain't that to it.
It's not. Okay. Slide your feet up, hit your brakes. There you go.
All
Really
right.
grass.
We're in the grass. You said earlier, what was it?
Any landing
Any
you walk
lanes?
away from,
It's a good lane.
Right.
that means you still alive. You stayed away from Joe Mars' funeral home, so you good. That's pretty easy.
That's,
Now,
it gives me a bigger appreciation for what Brittany's doing.
actually, if you look over here, when you do that, push that button up again, and look over here, you see your flaps going up and down. That controls your flaps.
You could not just walk into the air. You just cannot. What was this one?
Those airplanes have what they call mixtures, riches, engines and stuff, and that's what these are used for. We don't use them because I just heard that movie.
So amazing. So
And this is Brenda's favorite baby, it's GTN 750. That's a navigational aid. That's what we use when we fly, and that thing does everything.
Makes a big
Yeah,
difference.
it'll mix your cake and cook it for you too. But if you spend a day or two of this thing, you be just like Brenda.
it would take that. It would take more than that, probably.
Once the biggest problem with most people,
You gotta get used to. Yeah. Just
that
like
jerking. I mean, because I fly with two fingers like this on mine.
That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need. Alrighty.
Brittany hadn't done it yet. Not today, but geez.